Steve, well, thank you. Of course, Thanksgiving is almost here, and while much of the attention goes to the food, it's really a great time to reflect and give thanks. And here to talk about her new book, 30 Ways to Embrace Life, Wise Women Share Their Secrets, is author Lucinda Secrest McDowell. Thank you so much for coming in today and talking with us about your book.
Thank you, Anne.
I love that you say it's really time to focus right now on gratitude and grace. But it's hard to do that when you have a shopping list in your head and guests coming to the house. How do you keep it all in perspective of really giving thanks?
I think it's a very important thing. So many people talk about the holidays, about enduring them or just surviving them, and I find that very sad. So for me, instead of just letting the holidays happen to you, I decide to be intentional about it. And I have 3 anchors that I usually use to focus.
What's the number one thing?
The number one thing is to focus, is to decide you can't do everything. So what is the most important thing? What do you most want to happen? And what are your limits emotionally, financially, physically? And so then decide that and realize, you know, maybe giving extravagant gifts isn't the thing this year. It's been a very hard year for many people. There's loss, the economy, and so maybe where would the most important thing be? So I encourage people to focus on what they want to do and can do. For our family, this year, we're just so thrilled that all 4 children will be home for the holidays.
Right.
And so I'll be focusing on making the home an atmosphere of acceptance and having moments together. And so we have to realize our limits and yet embrace them.
Well, I think you just hit on a really key point, because when you have the big extended family there, acceptance is a really important thing. And you were saying, don't try to change your relatives during the holidays.
It's not the time to do that. In fact, my second thing is fun, is to realize that we can have a great time together if we're not trying to fix everything and if we're not stressing too much. So my suggestion is just love up on them and find things to do together. You know, charades around the fireplace, go caroling, do a project together. When you go to family gatherings, just be positive and encouraging to one another. I mean, that's the greatest gift we can give.
Do you know what is so interesting with Thanksgiving? It's really easy to get panicked, like, oh my gosh, I put too much salt in the mashed potatoes, they're ruined. But I've always found what I remember most is playing Pictionary with my family, seeing my 80-year-old grandmother up there drawing. You know, I mean, those special moments are really what you take away from it.
And that's why I encourage that. But not only focus and fun, but this is also a time of faith. And so the holidays, these last 6 weeks of the year, are a perfect time for whatever you believe in, to embrace that, to have a spiritual component, because it's a great time to think and reflect on the year that's passed. We've had a hard year.
Very hard
here, and yet to think about that and to look forward with hope for the future. So our family are Christians, and so for Christmas we love to celebrate the coming of the Christ child in a variety of ways. But whatever you believe in, this is the time to do your faith, to put feet on it, to reach out to the needy, to reach out to those that are lonely. Our story on the food that came in yesterday was fabulous. This is the sort of thing, and if you do it with your family, you're teaching those lessons about not only giving thanks, but living your thanks.
Faith, focus, and fun. Great tips.
So embrace the holidays. Don't just try to survive them, but really live to the fullest. I think that's the best message for us all, is this is our life. And so we don't want to just coast or just settle, but really live to the fullest and say thank you.
Lucinda Secrest McDowell, wow, that was so inspiring. You have me feeling great this morning, and I know a lot of people at home got a lot out of it too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us here this morning. And if you'd like more about Lucinda's new book called 30 Ways to Embrace Life, go to our website at WTNH.com.